So today what we are going to discuss is Bitcoin NFTs, and it's a pretty cool concept, like since we have started in our industry. So I'll just share my screen and go live. All right. So Bitcoin NFTs come to Collab.Land, and now communities can start collaborating and utilize Collab.Land's token gating features to enable this feature in their community to like collaborate and also like meet with the like-minded people who have the same NFTs. So let's just started uh, how we did this and all the background. We can start with that, and then we'll dive into like the demos and how we implemented it. So starting with this is the agenda, and I'll start with the most important point is like the background about it, and like what is the origin of Bitcoin stamps ordinals and how it came to like now this huge like numbers in the ordinal space at least. So starting with the Bitcoin origin itself, we know like all of us why we are here is we have heard about something called this blockchain technology maybe like some years ago, and all of it started with Bitcoin because it solved a very important problem which was called Byzantine's problem. And I'm not sure if you all are familiar with it, but like I was introduced to it like around 2 years ago, and it blew my mind like how Bitcoin solved it using proof of work. So this can get a little bit technical, so I'll just keep it high level. Basically, to solve this problem, Bitcoin utilizes proof of work, and each node can calculate this complex problems, and whoever solves it first, like all the other nodes can approve that, and basically that's how a transaction gets approved on Bitcoin. So like this solved a lot of issues that we have faced so far, like at a centralized system which was dependent on a central failure. And with Bitcoin, it allowed us to like give freedom through this financial centralization and allow us to be like the guardians of our own money, if you will. So like this will help us into like other domains as well to understanding why they matter. And like for example, Ethereum was built. So we will discuss more of that as well. So how did NFT started in Bitcoin? It was about 2016. The first collection was launched, and basically, if you remember, like NFTs were a big thing on Ethereum on 2017 till 2020, and still they are. But like, yeah, that was the main time. But NFTs were first launched on Bitcoin in 2016 as a collection. The first NFT which was ever minted was, I think, in 2014. So that was also a very huge step. And on the Stamps and Ordinals background, Stamps is a little bit more like on L1 level on Bitcoin. Basically, it encodes the transaction in base 64 level, so you can easily attach like a data or any image or encode and decode accordingly. And ordinals are more on like layer 2 side. So ordinals are built using counterparty, which is a L2 on Bitcoin. So it allows you to easily basically encode data and decode it as well, and then use it to fetch all the NFT data, for example, images, metadata, etc. Actually, I'm hearing a background noise, Chibi. Is that the music? Oh, let me mute that. Oh, sorry. That was confusing me. Sorry. Yeah. Then we jump into like how Collab is collaborating with communities to provide utility and how we approach this integration. So I think this is the most important part from Collab.Land's perspective. Like we always like to start with community and end with community. So like here, to give a little bit background on what happened and how we started this is Anjali, our CCO, was at NFC Lisbon, and I think another event in Lisbon, and she was representing Collab.Land at a booth. We had a booth, basically she was handling it alone, and someone from the Rare Stamps team, which is like a marketplace for Bitcoin stamps, reached out to Anjali saying, "Oh, you have so many chains supported already at Collab.Land. Why don't you also support like Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is also like another huge L1 chain." And Anjali replied, "We haven't received any requests yet, and we depend on communities to provide us information on what they need so we can build that." And then that's how like we got into a chat, and then we like gathered the requirements, how they like to gate based on their stamps, NFTs, and then we collected those requirements and then started it. So it's all about like how we can start with community, and then also it's not just limited to that, but also like how communities can help like evolve the dev tooling as well. If you remember, like few years ago, when I think these NFTs were not a big deal, the dev tooling at Bitcoin was also not great. Like there were a few L2s, but the whole reason why Ethereum was built was also to like easily allow anyone to create dApps and uh, like build communities on top of it. So as soon as communities started coming to Bitcoin, it also helped Bitcoin to like improve the developer tooling, and because it is required to build community. So it's a cycle basically, which happens in our specific domain. I would say like communities help build technology and the other way around too. So, and the second part is how we started supporting ordinals is first I think Gita from our team was in contact with them, which is called a community called Zoe House. It's in Bangalore, and then we found out their requirements as well, that they would like to gate based on ordinals collections. So like these were the two communities that helped us get started with it and like provide some guidance on how exactly would they like to coordinate in their groups with these NFTs. And then finally, it was, as I mentioned, like researching on the integration and like the dev tooling that is there on the backend side to like understand it and see what is the best tool to use here. So we will dive more into like how we implemented it in the next slide. So basically integrating starts with like three components in Collab. And as you know, like first, as an admin, if you are admin, you create rules inside Collab and command center, the admin portal basically, and you define your requirements. And once you are done with that, then you allow your members to verify in Collab and join channel, and then they can get the roles basically which they qualify for. So on the implementation sides, there are three most important parts. One is the wallets integration, then second is the command center integration, and the last part is the balance check logic, which is like how do we check the balance for a user's wallet address based on the requirements. So first comes wallets part, which was the most difficult, and there are some cool stories that I would like to share here. So first is like Bitcoin has like, as I mentioned earlier, it was very bad tooling available, and they have just started now to improve their tooling that's available to be used. So initially, the signature which was there available in Bitcoin ecosystem, it was not supporting personal sign, which we had in Ethereum for a long time. And recently, Bitcoin community launched a protocol, or what can I say, a standard called BIP 322, which is equivalent to almost EIP 721, which allows personal sign, and also like you can easily allow your members to verify their wallet addresses without like paying a gas fee as well, just personal signing. So that was not there, and this particular feature was not integrated into like the main Bitcoin uh, master branch basically, which was there in the node. So the first thing I did is I ran a node on my own to verify this, and it like completely blew up my computer. Like it took 150 gigabytes of memory out of it, and I was just wondering, okay, I think I did something wrong, but like it was working as expected, the verifying part. So I pruned the node to like 2 gigabits, and then I was able to like verify the wallet addresses through person signing. But the main issue was like if we wanted to have this in production for users to use it, then in that case we can't just uh, like have this node which is running on a separate branch. The main part was to find a library which can do this. So earlier there was no good library, and within like a week there was a new library launched for this BIP322 verifying signature, and Raymond helped me to like find that. So basically like without running a node we were able to support this. So now currently we have two wallets in QA supported for stamps and ordinals. So Hero wallet, which is now rebranded as Leather wallet, has two wallet options, like you can verify with stamps address or ordinals. Hero wallet supports both. And then Xverse wallet, which is like a huge influential wallet in the ordinals community, that is also something we are supporting. So let us know if you think that there is any other wallets in the Bitcoin community that is used very highly, or like you would recommend another users, so like we can support that too. Like these two are good to start with, and they are well to go. Currently Hero Wallet is already live on production, so you can already like try that out and provide feedback if you have any. And then last part is like the controller for the wallet address. Basically it's the backend part, and like how we build the front end part. So like I can show the demo at the end for like the complete verification and creating a TGR. And the most important, like the difficult part, is how we work with the TGR. So like TGRs is basically like how we handle the logic for the token getting rule that you have defined as an admin. So let's say you set the requirement for a stamp, like providing a creator address of a particular stamp, and it can be like a single address at a time, and that creator can create like multiple token IDs, and those token IDs can also be included in the field. So like to check based on this, and then to find the right APIs who can deliver the expected result for the provided void address was like the difficult part, because Stamp also didn't have a lot of good tooling available. So we directly used the Stamp chain API, which was available like as an open source or open API, which is like the main website if you want to buy stamps or like see all the stamps that are available. So if I can quickly show that, so like this is how a stamp looks like. So a Bitcoin stamp is essentially a data on L1 Bitcoin encoded with base 64 data basically. And then if you want to decode it, that's how you can like extract all the data that was encoded in it. And then this is like a simple image, and it is not very fancy like a ordinal, because ordinal has much more flexibility because it's on an L2, and L2 allows you like more scaling, as we have seen in Ethereum as well. But like the L1 in Bitcoin is much more abstracted, I think, if you want to like use that for creating NFTs. So this is how a stamp looks like. It has some important information. This is what we are using at least for token gating. So one is you can provide the creator address, and the second is the stamp ID. These are the two fields that we can enter, and I'll show a demo quickly to like how that works. Then let's jump into like I think I'll not talk too much about backend, and I think the demo will be the best thing to like get an experience and see how this is working. So I'll jump into that quickly. This is my command center, and so to basically gate with ordinals and stamps, we are soon launching ordinals, but Bitcoin stamps is already on live, so you can start trying that. And if you have a community or know artist who has a collection on stamps, please let them know so they can provide feedback too. Then to gate with it, you will need to provide some information, like as I just found here uh, on the website based on your collection. But I already have my address, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the API available for me, and like I'll use my creator address from here. But of course, you can find it directly from the stamp chain website as well, because it will be difficult for you to use the API. So then the stamp ID is going to be the stamp ID that I have already in my wallet address, and I can set the minimum requirement to 1, and I'll save this TGR. Now to verify, I'll go to my Collab.Land testing server and add a new wallet. So this is having an extension in this browser. So I'll use this browser. And since, as I mentioned, the stamps wallet connection can only be done through Hero Wallet, because Hero Wallet currently supports both stamps and ordinals, and the Xverse wallet supports only ordinals currently. So as you can see, so because I want to connect with my stamps, because I would like to verify for my stamps holdings, so I'll select stamps and sign message. And this is what I was talking about, the personal sign that we have available in Ethereum as well. Like we have the security feature in Collab.Land that you where you are coming from the community. You should match your signature to see if it is actually coming from Collab.Land and what you saw inside the Discord, uh, which is this. So this was the main reason we had to figure this out, and through BIP 322. And once you sign it, your wallet will be connected, and I should have my role. Oh, it didn't grant me the role. Let me confirm if I added the correct ID. So the ID was 69397. Yep, that is the ID. I think I connected with the right wallet. Sorry, I didn't connect with my right wallet. Just the demo things. I'll switch my account to my account 2, which has the assets, and I'll connect my account again. Let's try this a second time. Second time is the charm, I've heard. For luck, I'll sign my message. And I have the rule for Bitcoin stamps. And that's the demo for Bitcoin stamps. And for ordinals, I'll quickly give a summary of like how we are working with that. So currently, ordinals is in development phase. We have finished with the command center development, which is basically how you'll be creating the TGRs in the command center. So basically, we have allowed two things. One is you can use the collection name, and along with that, you can provide the token IDs as optional field. So which will allow you to, like, similarly, if you know Collab.Land's token gating feature with OpenSea collection in mainnet, you can specify just a contract or like the collection name, along with that some optional IDs, and we'll just fetch from the marketplace the token details and your holdings as the user holding it based on that, and verify with it. So and since wallet is already there, so once we launch the ordinals along with the wallet which is called Xverse, both ordinals and stamps will be live. And as we release this, as we always request with the community, please provide feedback so we can iterate on it and share your requirements through support channel, or just try it and try to break it. And yeah, please just reach out in Discord wherever possible to provide feedback here, because this is a new community or a new chain we are integrating. We are expecting some issues or some feedback to improve on it. um, I would say that's pretty much it that I want to talk about. I think it was pretty short, but like, yeah, let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much. I think this is really cool. I don't have any. Yeah, that's good. I don't have any Bitcoin stamps, but I'm going through them, and they're so funny.
Mhm,
But they're so cute ones. Like I'll keep looking into this.
mhm,
And also, they inspired me for today's bow up design.
mhm,
So while people are thinking of their questions, or if there's any comments or feedback, or again, if there's any questions, you can raise your hand. You'll be brought up to the stage, or you can write them in the chat. So thank you guys so much.
thank you so much, Evie, for hosting. And yeah, this is pretty exciting to present, and I'll definitely, like, I saw the feedback from Nerd. I had to slow down a bit. I was nervous. Yeah, I'll definitely take that feedback and appreciate all the feedback that I can get so I can improve. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course, and thank you so much for presenting.
Mhm.
This session is also being recorded, so we'll post it later on the YouTube, and we can share it here in case that anyone wants to go back to it. So yeah, just to mention that. There's a question from Nox. Oh, you're writing in the chat.
Yes, I am. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay.
That's a funny comment. Okay, I think that we're ready to wrap things up. So again, thank you so much, Abhishek. I do love your presentations and think that you do an incredible job. So I'm looking forward to having you in here more often, and just really happy and excited that you're starting to host this event. So thank you so much for your efforts, and thanks everyone for joining. Truly appreciate, yeah, everyone joining, everyone's time, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Bye.